Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel 100% Pure Elvis. Thank you all for returning to my channel, and if you are new to the 100% Pure Elvis channel, welcome aboard and thank you for joining. So this upload I am continuing to talk through my Elvis Presley studio albums from the 1970s, and I'm also talking about the UK album chart positions, and if there was any single or singles off the album, I will also talk about where they reached in the UK singles chart. So the album that I'm going to share with you all today is a 1971 release, and it is the album Love Letters From Elvis. So let's talk about the front cover here. Three great images of Elvis in concert there from 1971. Unfortunately, again, I'm not overly sure what that jumpsuit is called, so if anyone has any idea which jumpsuit Elvis is wearing, I'd love the information in the comments below. And do we know the date of the concert on the front there? Again, please share in the comments below. The catalogue number for this 1971 issue is SF8202. SF8202. And on the back, I love this design on the back. So you got all the tracks in letter form in an envelope, and it looks like obviously Love Letters from Elvis. And at the top here you got another image of Elvis there, Love Letters from Elvis, and all these love hearts in between. I think it's such a great touch. So first of all, let me talk you through the track listing for Love Letters from Elvis. We have Love Letters, Only Believe, Got My Mojo Working, Cindy Cindy, This Is Our Dance, When I'm Over You, If I Were You, I'll Never Know, Heart of Rome, Life, It Ain't No Big Thing, But It's Growing. So in the UK album charts, Love Letters from Elvis reached number 7 in the top 40 album charts and stayed in the album charts for 5 weeks. And the only hit single from this album was the title track Love Letters, which reached number 6 in the UK singles charts, but stayed in the UK singles charts for 10 weeks. Let's go back to the album itself. For me, I do love this album. Again, I think it gets quite a lot of negative feedback from certain areas of the Elvis community. Again, they think it's like a weak album with not strong tracks on it. For me, I actually love this album. I think it's a great album. And going back to the track listing, I absolutely love Letters. It's just Love Letters is such a superb song, as you want a cover version. Only Believe, great song. I also love Heart of Rome, Life. Again, When I'm Over You, It Ain't No Big Thing, But It's Growing. But again, I don't think there's any weak song on this album whatsoever. Again, what's your thoughts on that? And for me, actually, I love the front cover design here. Very different from other Elvis albums. And as I was saying, I also love the back cover design as well. Now, obviously, as I was saying, it did reach the top 10 of the UK album charts, but it only stayed in the UK album charts for 5 weeks. So again, was that a success for Elvis, reaching the UK album charts top 10, but only staying in the album charts for 5 weeks? So, usually Elvis was used to having a lot of weeks in the UK album charts. But again, this album, even though it got into the top 10, dropping so heavily and dropping out of the UK album charts after 5 weeks, I think that's a bit of a shock. And with such a strong single behind it in Love Letters, again, you would think the album would have stayed in the album charts longer. I think part of the problem is, I don't know if you would agree with me on this, is the fact that in the UK, there was no follow-up single off this album. All there was Love Letters. And so again, I don't know why RCA didn't release any follow-up singles off this album. If I am incorrect, please correct me in the comments below. But I've looked into it. I don't think there was any other singles lifted off this album in the UK. I'm not sure about America. But again, my thoughts, what would have been a great follow-up single? For me, I would go for Only Believe. I think that would have been a great single release. And Heart of Rain, possibly. So again, what's your thoughts on the album Love Letters from Elvis? When I talk about where I put my favourite albums from the 70s, 60s, and 50s, right, from this 1970s, where would I put Love Letters from Elvis? Again, bottom half. It's not an album I tend to listen to a great deal, and that's not because I don't like the album. I actually do like the album, but from the 1970s, there is albums that I do prefer listening to more than others. And again, for me, um, Love Letters from Elvis, I think it gets lost along the way in regards to when you are looking at albums from the 1970s from Elvis. I think this is an album that possibly an Elvis fan wouldn't think of putting on straight away. Again, I could be incorrect in that. These are my general thoughts on um, why I would put it lower down on my favourite Elvis albums from the 1970s. But by no mean feat, I don't think it's a bad album whatsoever. I absolutely think it's a strong album. And again, I have seen some negative comments about Love Letters from Elvis, saying it's a weak album from RCA with the songs on it not being overly strong. You know, I do tend to disagree. I just think Love Letters is just outstanding. And again, I just can't think of any weak song on this. My mum absolutely adores the song This Is Our Dance. And again, you know, when you look at Elvis albums, you know, sometimes I'm listening to a studio album and you might hear a couple of weaker tracks on that album and you think, okay, they're fillers. You know what I mean by that is, you know, you've got the strong songs on there, but then you've got a couple of fillers that obviously might not fit into that album that well. I really can't think of any on here that doesn't fit the album. Um, I always talk about what I think the weakest track is on the album. I don't think there's any weak songs on this album, but if I had to pick a weaker track off this album, Cindy Cindy maybe. Again, you could have a difference of opinions. But again, Love Letters from Elvis is an album that I absolutely can't remember the last time I sat down and played this album. So again, when I finish my uploads today, I'm absolutely going to put this album on, get a new appreciation of it, and have a good listen. And I'm going to enjoy it. And so again, for me, Love Letters from Elvis, a really easy album to pick up online. So eBay, Amazon. Obviously, you can get the original vinyl, £10, £15. You can get it on CD. I've got this also on CD, and the CD is quite hard to pick up now. And obviously, it's been reissued on the Follow That Dream label and other labels since its original release in 1971. So again, to close off, Love Letters from Elvis, reaching a peak of number 7 in the UK album charts, stayed in the UK album charts for only 5 weeks. Please share your thoughts on why you think it only stayed in the charts for 5 weeks. The only hit single in the UK charts off this album was Love Letters, which peaked at number 6 but stayed in the UK singles charts for 10 weeks. As far as I'm aware, there was no follow-up single off this album released in the UK. As always, please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I love all of your comments and corrections if I'd say anything wrong. And again, please share any additional information on these images of Elvis. I would say they're from the same concert. Again, if I am incorrect, please let me know in the comments below. And I love people telling me what jumpsuits they are, because even though I'm a big Elvis fan, I'm not very good on the jumpsuit names. So again, I'd love to know the name of the jumpsuit, and possibly the date of this concert. I love concert dates. So again, thank you for returning to my channel to watch this new upload on Love Letters from Elvis. Now, the vinyl on the easel behind me here is Elvis Country, and I'm going to be doing an upload of that vinyl as soon as I come off this upload and review. So as always, please keep Elvis close to your heart. Please keep on playing his music. Love to you all. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Helps make my channel grow. And I will speak to you all soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye-bye.